Yes, Supercoach 2026 Season 2. We are here. All right, so I'm going to get straight into it. I want to explain about this year, the goals, and what's happening on the channel regarding this. So I enjoyed doing this so much last year that I wanted to make it bigger and better this year. And the start of this year has been a very busy one for me. So I haven't really been able to put the time that I've wanted to into this thing. So this is the first video of the year that you're going to be seeing. Because I haven't had time. I wanted to do like a build-up play of this is your sneaky picks, all that sort of thing, but I have not got the time to do it anymore. So I want to now that I'm settled in my busy life and that I've got a schedule now. I want to start building and building and building on these Supercoach videos that I had because I really enjoyed it last year. So I'll start with my goals for this year. Last year, I've been good for a few years now, but I haven't been very good. I've been great in my leagues. I've been winning my leagues, but I have not been, in the ranking scale of things against the broader competition. I've not made any big moves. It's all just, yeah, you're good, but you're not that next levels, mate. So that's what we're trying for this year. In the thumbnail, as you can see, top 500. That's what we're trying to do this year. So I'm starting it off with a bang. I've just unleashed my team in front of you right now. This is what I've got going on. I wanted to do like a bit of a build-up play when it comes to shorts and that sort of thing, so I could give you an insight into what I was picking, but I just haven't been able to do it. So I'm slapping this in front of you right now. This is my team. Yeah, I also want to apologize for the mic itself. You're probably going to see a lot of flickering that you can see here. It's a setting I can't get rid of. It is a setting that won't be there for long. I'm using my webcam. I've got a camera to be set up, but I wanted to get this out before opening round, before everything starts. So that's why you're going to have to deal with this for now. I'm not important anyway, to be honest with you. It's what's right there. No, right there. Yep, right there. That's important in this video. So I'm yapping. Let's get straight into it. I want to explain each one of my picks. And I also want to preface that all rookies in this list is definitely subject to change. This is a really rough guide, and I haven't locked in any single one of these rookies, just for a preface. So let's go from the defenders, and from the get-go you can probably see that I have faded Nasai Wangini Malira. Now my thoughts behind this pick is that he's going to get a lot more attention this year. We all know he's going to get a lot more attention this year. It's just a fact. So in this case, I've decided to go with Sinclair, his teammate, because when the attention is on Nas, the back end of last year, Sinclair absolutely mopped it up. He had some of the biggest scores that were slept on last year. And if you saw the preseason games or anything like that, that's what absolutely cemented his spot in my team, is just watching those kick-ins. And yeah, he mops it up back there, and he will do for the whole year with that attention on the side now. Yeah, that's as much as I need to say for that point. I would not be opposed to an Asaya. They're really the same price point. Desai's a little bit more expensive, but it's just a preference thing, and I'm foreseeing that Sinclair's going to get a little bit more of the ball for the start of the year at least. Straight into Rosie. I've spent a little bit too much time on Sinclair already. Rosie. Now, I'm a Port Adelaide supporter. I'm biased when it comes to Supercoach, but I'm also biased in the fact that I want to include Port players, but I also have more insight regarding Port players as well. So Connor Rosie is the #1 defender for the whole entire year. It is an absolute lock. You must have him. He is going to have a massive year. He's got that cemented halfback role, which is also similar to Sinclair's, where he mops it up back there. He looks great in the practice match against West Coast. It was West Coast, but he looked amazing. And he's literally a lock. He's got DPP status, and he's probably going to be, if not top 3, top 2 at least defenders of the year, in my personal opinion. He's just get him. I think most people that are serious about this game do have him in their list. So next up, McKercher. I'm still iffy about this pick, but I think that he's going to have his first breakout year. He's going to be playing that similar role down back where he is kind of that mopping up bloke. His disposal efficiency definitely needs to go up if he's going to be a serious scorer for us. But at his price point, what is he priced at right now? Let's have a quick look. Oh, my webcam's in the way. He's priced. You're not going to be able to see it because my webcam is in the way, but he's priced at 4,400. No, 4,049. So, am I butchering that? 449,000. Yes, I was butchering it. What's wrong with me? And he's picked by around 29% of the competition, so he's not being picked for no reason. Now, it's got finger subject to test. I'm not 100% sure what that is. So maybe it's a change, but I think that he's going to be a big mover for North Melbourne this year. He's going to be one of their, I think, top 5 in their best and fairest at least. So with that, he's going to be using a lot of the ball down back. There's not much options down back for them, so I would pick him up. Then we got Keaton Coleman. He is also one I'm still on the fence about. I've watched a lot of other podcasts, and a lot of Brisbane fans have advised me that he's sort of the plug and play player, that you can play him anywhere. I started off with him last year because I just like the style of play that he is. And he got injured from the get-go, and that really started my season off slowly. But I still hold my faith in him. He can go back and do that mop-up role a little bit. And I think that with Zorko getting a little bit older, potentially he should give the ball to Coleman a little bit more. Maybe he might be moving into that role transitioning. I'm not super analytical when it comes to this stuff. I just have a feeling and I go with it, and I try and explain my reasoning behind that feeling. And that's for that one. Coleman just feels like the right pick in that position. He's only around 200k, so definitely not. It's not a risk really, because if it doesn't go good, you offload to a rookie who is showing something. So yeah, fine pick, subject to change as well. Depends on opening round as well. We got Zeke Euland. Now, I've heard a lot about this bloke. He apparently looks ready to play AFL from the get-go, really built. In the Pracky, he didn't do much, I don't think. The preseason match, he's expensive, that's for sure, but he is also one of our better rookie options down back. Now, these three, Lindsay, Sarong, and Jacques, I think it's pronounced. Lindsay had a great game in a team that was really bad in the practice match against Port. So I was just watching him and he looked fluid with it, and I was willing to take a risk on his price. Sarong and Jacques, they got a little bit of the ball, enough for a rookie to potentially look at starting for the year. And I'm not going to go into too much depth with those rookie picks because they are topping like tipsy-turvy. It could happen either way, especially coming up Watkins. I'll explain my pick and why I think that he might get a little bit of a run. But I'll get there. So next, midfielders. Now, from the start of the season, I want to set a standard of these are my players I want to have for the year, and I'm going to make sure they're in my team from today, basically from the start, because I'm sick of having those, fading one of those, like a Nick Dacos, fading Nick Dacos at the start of the year. He has 3 big games, and then you've got to try to work him in. It's just better for my time and better for your time to start with the midfielders that you want to keep for the rest of the year from the get-go. And there's a fine line. Sometimes you can go with a little bit of a pick that is in the middle, like our Hayden Young there, that really will have potential to build a price. But starting Bont, starting Butters, starting Dacos, and starting Anderson is a no-brainer in my opinion. They are some of the premium mids in the competition. Butters, I think, is the lock out of all of them. He's in a contract year. He is Port's play style through and through. Everything is played through him. They're a different team when he plays. He's just... yeah, he's an absolute stud, and he will be probably top 3 for the year. Bontempelli, he gets points for fun. He doesn't have to do a lot with his touches to get points. Champion data, love him. Supercoach, whoever does the stats, absolutely adore Bontempelli. So just get him in because he's the Bont. Come on. Dacos, of course, he's starting with Adelaide. I'm not sure he has a good history against Adelaide. I don't know. I'm just saying straight up. I don't know if he's good or not. But it's Nick Dacos. He's going to get attention every game, and he's proven with that attention he can still put up massive scores. And I don't want to be that dude who doesn't start with Nick Dacos and then has to get him in eventually halfway down the year. And then Noah Anderson, that was one of the picks where I was actually questioning what I was going to do, because yes, he's good. And yes, Raul is out for the start of the year, I think, which will give him some more opportunity, especially starting with West Coast. That's a serious captain option for the first round. But at the same time, I was really, really considering Tuke Miller, who is someone that's gone under the radar so far this year. What set me apart was that I saw Tuke Miller was floating forward a little bit more. Now with all the midfield depth in Gold Coast, Miller has been faced forward a little bit for breaks, and that has taken his time in the middle down a little bit, which is one of the reasons why I decided to go with Anderson. But I had Miller last year, and he served me well. He's like a solid 100 a game type of dude. He might be someone I pick up halfway through the year if I'm just needing someone to stabilize my team. Now, Hayden Young, I think every dude and his dog has him. He is perfectly priced, and he is going to slot in that midfield with ease. Sarong's going to get attention. If Sarong is not getting attention, it's Brayshaw getting attention, which leaves Hayden Young to run free. He's been a little bit injured last year, especially as well, so we haven't really got to see his full potential, but he is that next dude to come into the midfield, and he's going to get a ton of the ball. Sharp, I've heard good things. Everyone has told me he's a lock. I personally haven't seen a lot of gameplay from him, but with that Essendon side, I'm sure with any big pick as himself, Sharp, he's going to get a lot of the ball, and he's going to get it from the start. And that's the same with Jagger Smith. I have seen stuff about this dude, and he might be an absolute lock for the Rising Star Award. He looks like Carlton's best player, to be honest, which is kind of crazy with Cripps and Walsh and all those in the middle. Having this dude come in and be the star is definitely probably a weird experience for themselves, but everyone also has him as well. It's not a special pick to have him. Carroll, he's more of a pick that less people have, but still he is going to get a little bit of that midfield time. I would start him. And then these three on the side, Edwards, McRae, and Watkins. Now, Edwards, don't know a lot about. I just saw he had a pretty decent pracky, and he is also got defensive status, so he can swap with that midfield if there is something that goes horribly wrong. McRae, I think he was one of those pickups at the start of the year that the Eagles had, and I was watching him, and he looked good, and he also has that DPP status. That's really important to me for the start of the year, is having that DPP status, so if something goes wrong, I can easily swap 2 and 2. And then Watkins, this is the sleeper pick that I have so far. As a Port supporter, now he is the basement price, I believe. Yeah, he's 99,000. So he is basement price, and from what I can see, who has him? How many have him? I don't know. I don't even know how much people have him, to be honest. I don't even like Supercoach Plus, to be honest. So I'm not 100% sure how many people have him or how much of a sleeper he is. Now, I think he was brought in. He's very, very close mates with Zach Butters. And I think that's one of the reasons they brought him in. Now, initially, I don't think they were going to play him much in the AFL. I thought he was going to be just that Sandford player that hangs around for Butters to be in the locker room, just at the chance that Butters wants to stay. But he had played really well in the practice match, and he was on top of Will Brodie, which is super interesting. Brodie is one of the picks that everyone went for initially, and he is also someone I can swap to from Watkins if he's named in the starting squad. Ollie Wines is out for a bit with that suspension, so Watkins, if he gets a go, basement price, he looked decent, and he's versing North first game of the season, so I think that might be an option if Will Brodie is named to the Sandful. Or just, yeah, of course it depends on if Watkins get named. We hope so. All right, now the ruck situation. Ruck is a little bit different this year, and we all know it. It's hard to get a gauge on what is going to happen with the ruck role. So I have decided to pay the absolute premium for the rucks that I'm having this year from the start, and then we can downgrade if we see that the new rules are suiting other ruckmen scoring wise. We can give it a shot. So the Big Jerry is no one better in the competition ruck wise. Maybe potentially Max Gorn, who have decided to fade this time. But Jerry, I think he'll be fine on the new ruck rules. And then Jagger, Luke Jackson. is getting more of a cemented ruck role. And under these rules, the type of player he is, mobile, can get up high. To be honest, I just like him as a player. So I'd rather have someone on my team that I like to watch instead of just Max Gorn, he's good. Of course he's good, but it's Luke Jackson. Come on. He's got that goal hunt about him as well. He's always dangerous around there. So Luke Jackson, I think he'll do well under the new rules. And then we got that Lachlan McAndrew dude. Now, I've seen that he's been getting a lot of runtime in the practice matches and all that sort of thing. And I don't know what's happened to Riley O'Brien. I'm a Port fan, so I don't focus on Crows stuff. But is Riley O'Brien like good, or has he just been phased out? Because I've seen them absolutely put time and energy into this dude, and he looks primed for a opening round gig. He's not in opening round, but you know what I mean. In the first round here, I've seen a lot of people actually put him in the flex spot, and that's something that I've left till last, which is under. You're not seeing it on the broadcast right now because I wanted to hide it up until now because it's definitely a rogue pick for me, and it's hopefully going to set me apart from a couple other people so far. So next up, forwards, Sheasel, self-explanatory, absolute ball magnet. He has that DPP status of mid-forward, so he's probably going to be the best forward for the whole entire year. Petrarca, this is another pick that with Ral out the side at the start of the year, forward and mid status, he is in a new team, a new situation. I think that's also a no-brainer. You got to have Petrarca. If not, who have I been seeing? Freya. There's Freya from the Bulldogs. I just think Petrarca's forward-wise, there's not a whole lot of options this year. So getting a Petrarca is probably like my goal for this year, or my terminology, set and forget, is basically what I'm doing. And then with the scraps, that's what I'm making the difference. Now, next is Flanders. In that new role, once again, we're relying heavily on new roles this year, that's for sure. But Flanders, we know what he's capable of, was played out of position last year. I don't know, Dimmer might hate him or something, but he is going to have a bigger role in the midfield. I think with McRae getting older as well, Flanders hopefully will take some of those reins of those scrap points. That's about it. Flanders, a lot of people have him. He's very well priced. Philippou, to be honest, don't know a whole lot about Philippou. I just know that he is getting better as an AFL footballer, and he is still quite a basement price. He's getting a little bit more of the ball every now and then, which is definitely what you want, of course. He's going to get more scoring opportunities, and he is just a forward status player that you probably need. We got Todd Marshall in a new role. He will not be staying forward for too long because he is a defender this year. They have reborn him, and he looks great down back. He looks natural. He is so good at reading the ball. Twin Towers, him and Aaliyah at down back of intercepting. He was great against West Coast, and he scored really well as well. So he is I think he's 147,000 this year. I think he probably should be picked because he's going to get that DPP status when he is a defender for the round 6 or whenever they adjust them. Robertson, he mopped up a little bit back down back. There's a lot of West Coast players that could come in and out because there's just so many rookies and so many people that are trying to prove their place in the West Coast team. So Robertson, I think, is one of the better options of all of them. Then we've got Reedy, who I think is a ruck that's playing that also that Twin Towers role with Pitnet. Nothing to really go off of there, as I said, not going into rookies too much. And then Lombard, I don't really know too much about. I know he is a small forward, so that scoring potential is quite low. You think back to last year's Kako, where everyone started off with him after he had a 4-goal massive practice match, and then he was a solid 30 scorer for the whole year, who created some problems for me at the back end of the year when I was trying to move up from him. So definitely iffy around those forwards that are having a big practice match, but they're basically like luring you into a false hope because they're not going to score that well every time. So that might be a pick that I have to adjust before opening round. Although it is against West Coast, it might be worth to just run with him from the start. He might kick a bag. And now My final pick, the flex position, my most rogue pick for the whole year. And that's what I think that the flex position should be used for. I think your flex is given to you. Well, it should be given to you in a way where you can experiment with your team a little bit instead of just going to your basic. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But I think that's what I'm using it for getting a leg up on other people. And this is something I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about. It is Connor Budarick. Now, Budarick I started last year with, and if I don't know if I started Supercoach from the start of the last year or if I picked it up halfway through, but Budarick was someone that I was absolutely saying get on him, get on him, get on him at the start of the year when he was playing in the back line for the Suns. And he started off with an absolute stinker and made me look like an absolute fool. I know that he's capable of some massive mop-up scores down back because I've seen him do it. I've seen massive scores from him. And then I trade him out, I think. So it was like one of the biggest rage trades I've had in my Supercoach. So I traded him out and he went massive again. And then he slowly built down again. So I was vindicated with my choice to cut him. But then he went and stayed in the Sandfall. Well, not the Sandfall. What's the Waffle? Is that what the Suns are in? No, that's WAFL. I don't know what league it is, but the B team for the Suns. And he stayed there for most back end of the year. He had a couple ACL injuries like 2 years ago, and he slowly worked his way back. But he's the type of dude that can really mop it up back down there. And the practice match was a very potentially luring me in. But he looked like he has that roll down back where he is that little mopper. I love the little moppers down back, the ones that are the clean up, kick outs, easy points. And I think Budarick has been used in a good fashion with his new role at the Bulldogs. So that is my pick for the year. He is only 245,000. So if it is a dud pick, off I jump, to be honest. Like, I'm not stuck with this price point. We got here that his ex-opponent GWS is statistically bad, so who knows? He's projected for a round one of 39 points, so I think that it's something I'm willing to run with, to be honest. I want to make that difference, the move from the start, which set me apart. I think Budarick is that pick who might be able to build me a little bit of money from the start so I can get my season rolling quicker than others. So that is my team. We've got 13,000 left. So if I've got any moves, potentially a Watkins to Brody, I think I might just be able to stick in there. But any other moves for rookies, I'll be watching opening round very heavily. And I probably will do another updated video before round one, just to get my head where things are, because the whole team's subject to change potentially. Like Noah Anderson, I'm still thinking about stuff like that. Philippou, not 100% on McKercher. I'm not 100% on Coleman. Not 100% on. So there's a lot of things that can change. I just wanted to get this video up before opening round started because people are loving the football. It's starting to build. I want to get something out there so people have something to watch. And I wanted to start off my year with a bigger shorts oriented thing. Like last year, I did that video with Sam Darcy of how you should have jumped on. I felt like I was vindicated in my choice of doing that. He was good, but he wasn't as good as I was hyping him up. It was a lot for the video. That's what I wanted to start off my year with some tips, some tricks, and I might still do that here and there. But yeah, I haven't had time. So this is the first video of the year. I'll be popping up here and then with some updated videos down the line. So keep an eye out. There'll be one next week, definitely, with an updated team before round one. And I might even do a tips and tricks video, depending on my time. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you stick around for the year. It's going to be a big one. We're going to be top 500. I'm saying it now. It's going to be done. Well, that's our goal. And yes, time for 4P in my my league. As my team name for the year is Power Trip. All because I have been reigning champion for 3 in a row. So it's definitely a team that only I'm really going to understand, but it's all right. All right. So thanks for watching. Peace out, everyone. Stick around for the year. It's going to be big. Bye-bye.